is headed to a runoff. Democrat hopeful John Ossoff got 48% of the vote. He will be on the ballot with Republican Karen Handel, who got 19% of the vote. Here to talk about the outcome and what could happen during the runoff election are GOP consultant Edward Getterman and Ed Espinoza from Progress, Texas. Ed Espinoza, Ossoff was close, but he didn't get the majority. Realistically, what are his chances in the runoff, you think?
So this is a tough district. It is drawn to be a safe Republican district. It is one that Republican incumbent, or former incumbent, Tom Price won by 8 percentage points. He won it by 22 percentage points, but it's designed to be a district where Republicans outperform Democrats by 8 percentage points. So the fact that Ossoff got this close in a special election should send warning signs to Republicans. It is a referendum on the president, and it is something that says that there are a lot of Republican voters in this district who are upset with the way things are in Washington, and they were willing to consider an alternative. That's where we are now. So Ossoff came close. I think what's going to happen is that this race is going to remain competitive through the runoff.
Okay. Ed Getterman, what about Republicans? Are they going to turn out for the runoff on this thing?
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And congrats to Mr. Ossoff with his $8.5 million of money that came in from Hollywood, that he was able to barely get 48% of the vote. But I think we can say goodbye to him, and he can go back to doing whatever it was he was doing before liberal Hollywood made him famous. Republicans, after all the hullabaloo about how this is a referendum on Donald Trump and all the rest of it, Mr. Ossoff, even with all his money, still did not outperform Hillary Clinton in that district. So, yes, Republicans will turn out, and if you add up the Republican vote from last night, the Republicans in the race got 4,000 more votes than Mr. Ossoff got. So I think the end of his political career is pretty close.
Ed Espinoza, more of a general question. What do Democrats need to do differently to win back a majority in the U.S. House?
Well, I think so far I think the question might be better phrased as, what do Republicans need to do differently to not lose the majority? With John Ossoff, you have a guy who's...
So that's to say the Democrats don't need to do anything?
No, I think they definitely need to do something, but the thing is that Republicans are weakened right now. Right? John Ossoff was a 30-year-old with no history and no name ID and almost took away a safe Republican seat. I think that if the Democratic Party can continue to field strong candidates, we're even starting to see some strong candidates here in Texas.
Well, hold on. The last general election we had, the Democrats got creamed. And you're making it sound as though the Republicans got a problem. And, the question is, what do Democrats need to do not to get creamed anymore?
Well,
you're talking about Republicans.
No, I said Democrats need to continue to have strong candidates. We have seen some filed here in Texas. Beto O'Rourke has had a surprisingly strong showing in the first few months of his candidacy. And if there are people who continue to be upset in this country, both Democrats and Republicans alike, and more people are motivated to run as Democrats, good candidates produce good outcomes. And that is what Democrats need to do to remain competitive at a national level, both in safe seats and in seats all over America.
Fair enough. Edward Getterman, the Republicans have the majority in the House and the Senate. The deficit continues to go up. Nothing has changed. There's been no major legislation. What's the deal?
Well, the deal is Republican leadership in Congress is ham-handed, and they got so used to, for years, being the opposition party and got to be pretty good at it, that they're the dog that caught the car and aren't sure what to do as far as leading. And so I totally agree. In the House, especially, they've got to get their acts together, or at some point they will start losing these races to guys like Mr. Ossoff.
Okay, I'm going to calm down now. And I'm glad, I got to wrap it up, but I'm glad everybody got the memo on the gray jackets. Ed, thank you both very much.
Thanks.
Good to be here.